Hi everyone, welcome to Essie Cooks. In this video, we're going to make a fall salad with a bunch of roasted vegetables and crispy roasted chickpeas. This is the perfect salad for fall. The dressing is so good. Even at the end, I'm going to make some candied walnuts, so make sure you stick around for that. Now, the first thing we're going to start with is one large sweet potato. I'm doubling it up because I made it for meal prep, as you can see here. So I made a double batch for my husband and myself, which is why you're going to see so many ingredients in this, but I'll give you the ingredients for just one batch. So I've got these huge sweet potatoes. They were way bigger than I thought. One large sweet potato will do, and we're going to preheat that oven to 400 degrees because we need a high temp to roast these. And now we have one large onion. It can be a red onion, a yellow onion, whatever you want. We're just going to cut that into nice bite-sized pieces. They can be big, roughly chopped pieces. And honestly, I have such a hard time cutting onions without my eyes just burning, and it looks like I'm crying. This onion brought me to tears, but don't worry, I am okay. Normally I wear goggles in the kitchen, and I didn't do so this time and thought I could get away with it. Next, we're going to put 2 medium-sized beets. You want these to be peeled and cut into cubes. And then we're going to add on a baking tray with some parchment paper. We're going to add in those sweet potatoes we cooked earlier. And then we're just going to cover that in 1 to 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You can use avocado oil if you like, no problem there. Then salt and pepper to taste. I like lots of pepper. I'm not going to put a ton of different seasonings on these roasted vegetables just because the dressing has a lot of flavor, which we're going to get to soon. It's so good. So I'm going to just add salt, pepper, and I'm actually going to add some garlic powder on there too, just because I love it. It adds a nice little bit of flavor. I think my eyes are still burning from that onion, honestly, just thinking about it. My eyes are burning. Then I'm just going to toss those with my hand just to combine everything. Like I said, I have those 2 trays because I'm doubling it up. So I'm baking at 400 for 30 to 40 minutes or until fork tender. But during that time, we are going to be busy because this salad is a labor of love and we've got other things to do. So those are baking in the oven. Halfway point, we're going to actually flip everything. So we're going to just check and see how they're doing and flip everything around. And at that point, we're going to grab a 19-ounce can of chickpeas that have been rinsed, drained, dried. And my little girly here is waiting. She got out from her nap just so she could get a chickpea. Anytime she hears a can of beans open, she knows she's going to get a couple and she comes running over. So I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to get back to my chickpeas. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil, little salt, pepper, garlic powder, you know the drill. Toss that up, and we're going to put that in the oven. You don't have to change the temperature or anything. You're going to add that in with the roasted vegetables, just on a separate baking sheet lined with parchment paper. And we're going to make the dressing. So we have a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. That's going to be the base for this dressing. Again, if you want, you could use avocado oil or whatever. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of maple syrup. That just is such a nice fall or winter flavor, having some maple syrup in there. Yum. You could use honey or whatever you like there as well. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of sumac. I'm going to tell you a couple of these ingredients might be random or hard to find, or you might not have them in your kitchen. So I'm going to give you substitutes. Don't worry. If you don't have sumac, you can use a teaspoon of lemon zest. Sumac really has like such a unique flavor. It's so good. But if you can't find it, use lemon zest. Next up, random ingredient, 2 teaspoons of pomegranate molasses or pomegranate syrup. Once again, it has a pretty unique flavor. It's so good. If you can't find it, don't worry about it. You can just use some balsamic reduction instead, and that is a great substitute. It's not quite the same, but hey, if you can't find it, don't worry. Just use things that you have, things that you can find. You don't need to run out and get a bunch of different ingredients. Now we're going to add, of course, salt and pepper to taste in any good salad dressing. So you can just, I'm making a double batch here. It probably looks like a lot of salt, but it's not coming out very fast. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. So if you have a fresh lemon and you didn't have the sumac, at this point you can zest that as well. And I'm going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Don't have red wine vinegar? That's totally fine. You can use apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, whatever. Now I'm going to blend that up. The key to any good dressing is to blend it. I don't know why. It just makes it taste so much better, creamier, more delicious. I love it. Now look at those beautiful veggies. They are looking roasted and they are fork tender. I'm going to get some greens. I love arugula. I love spring mix. You can use whatever you like, whatever you have, any of the greens that you have. And on each bowl, we're going to add, a little bit of the roasted veggies, a little bit of those crispy toasted chickpeas, chickpeas if you want. You can add up a sliced apple or some pomegranate seeds. So good. And definitely add walnuts. Now I added walnuts to this, just plain walnuts. And I ate the salad and I was like, it needs candied walnuts. I just needed it. I know that sounds dramatic, but for real. So stick around if you want to see how I candied the walnuts. Quick, easy, kind of healthier candied walnuts in the air fryer. So that is coming up next. So I was just kind of messing around with this. Remove the basket out of my air fryer and dump the walnuts directly into the basket. So I dumped about 1 cup of walnuts directly in the basket here. You could toast these up in a pan. It wouldn't take long, or you could even do this in the oven. So if you want instructions for that, let me know in the comments. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. It's going to make it taste so good, and hot chili powder because I'm always craving something a little bit spicy. So a little bit of hot chili powder on there. That's optional. You don't have to put that on. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Yum. Once again, maple syrup is so good for fall. Give that a little stir and just make sure that all of the walnuts are totally combined. I was worried this might be a bust, just throwing them in the air fryer like this, but it actually turned out so good, and it's a healthier version of candied walnuts. Now we're going to air fry at 300 degrees for 7 to 9 minutes, and you're going to want to flip those halfway. And you want to allow them to cool for a bit, like on a cooling rack or a plate or parchment paper, whatever you want, before you go ahead. They are actually quite hot when they come out. So I'm going to let those air fry, toss them up halfway, continue cooking. Make sure they don't burn. So keep a close eye on them because that would kind of ruin them. We want them to be toasted, but we don't want them burnt. So just finish those up, and I added them on my meal prep, and it was so good. Such a great, delicious, healthy fall salad. I hope that you loved this video and this recipe. And if you like this video, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm coming out with new meal prep recipes on the blog all the time. So if you want the link for that, just let me know. All the meal prep recipes are completely free. They're just on the blog. And if you love to meal prep, or you just want more salads or bowls or stuff like this, just let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video.